Welcome to Guide to Survive. The world is a big, beautiful place, full of incredible and breathtaking sights and experiences. It's also doing everything it can to kill you, and so that's where this program fits in. Before you venture into the great outdoors, you need to learn about all of the terrifying and mystical creatures that lurk in the woods, knock on your window, and hide in your toilet. With this guide, you'll learn how to identify a would-be assailant, analyze its strengths and weaknesses, and deal with it effectively. By the end of your training, you'll be ready to take on any creep or cryptid that crosses your path. So here's to you, and the great adventure that lies ahead. Let's begin.
Target analysis. Name: The Nameless Thing of 50 Berkeley Square. Class: Cryptid. Possible demonic, mutated, or interdimensional entity. Habitat: 50 Berkeley Square, Mayfair, London. Lifespan: 100 plus years. Strengths: ability to appear and disappear at will, multiple appendages, enhanced senses, superior agility, strength, and speed. Weaknesses: nocturnal and restricted to location. Overall threat level: 6. Behavior: 50 Berkeley Square. This centuries-old property has seen a number of unsettling disturbances. It would seem that numerous people who had taken up residence within the building had met strange and unfortunate ends. These poor souls are bound to wander this building, frightening all those unfortunate enough to witness them. However, ghosts are not the only thing to dwell within this haunted townhouse. No, my dear friends, for within this domicile rests a nightmare so terrible, a horror so great, that it has been dubbed the Nameless Thing of 50 Berkeley Square. People weren't very creative back then. Its appearance is alleged to be that of a large cephalopod, a great mass of tentacles squirming and lashing out, obscuring its face and other possible features. This creature will appear in the dead of night, slithering around the top floors of the house, its slimy tentacles opening doors and searching the rooms. Then, at the rising of the sun, it would disappear. A nobleman, and later 2 sailors, one of whom was found dead within the accursed property, and a maid who was driven to madness, ending with her untimely demise a short time later. All of these were alleged witnesses to the nameless horror. Sir Robert Warboys and one of the 2 sailors remain as the most famous victims of the Thing. Sir Robert was said to have been a skeptic, and upon taking a challenge to spend the night, had suffered an encounter with the creature. He was found in the morning, reportedly having died from fright. One sailor was able to escape and report their horrifying encounter. The other was unfortunately found dead within the house, the cause of which was reported to be that he fell down a flight of stairs while attempting to flee. Curiously, however, the Nameless Thing will not always kill, as in one case, a maid had survived her encounter with the creature. However, after her ordeal, she is said to have gone mad, screaming over and over again, "Don't let it touch me." She was institutionalized and died a day later. Interestingly, the creature has shown possible vulnerability, as one individual, Lord Littleton, who, while spending the night, had awoken to the Thing entering his room. Upon seeing it, he fired at it with his shotgun, at which point it disappeared. There was no trace of the beast in the morning, only the remains from his shot. This is particularly fascinating, as it reveals that the Nameless Thing is capable of being defeated, or at least driven off. Though, to be fair, if I walked into a room and some random bloke was aiming a gun at me, I'd probably bolt it as well. Alternatively, it can be speculated that the Nameless Thing may not actually be corporeal, but a psychic projection invading people's minds and scaring them to death. Expanding on this, we have yet to understand fully as to why the Nameless Thing kills. None of the victims had been fed upon as any determinable prospective would indicate. So why attack them, or even seek them out in the first place? Is it killing for food, self-defense, or is it protecting something? As to why this horror exists within 50 Berkeley Square is open to speculation. Perhaps a pagan entity resurrected, a demon summoned, an interdimensional being able to break through into our reality, or maybe even a non-physical and purely psychological manifestation of something far more dark, powerful, and unknown. Like the film Being John Malkovich, only I don't feel like I've wasted my time. Overall, we can ascertain that the Nameless Thing of 50 Berkeley Square is a highly dangerous creature, being greatly inquisitive, territorial, and easily agitated, though not necessarily bloodthirsty in nature, as it has allowed others to go unharmed in the past, albeit only physically. Its origins, while surrounded in mystery, have clearly dark and nefarious purposes. It would certainly be wise to avoid the property and leave that thing to its own devices. Stratagem. So, here's the scenario. You've been wandering around Mayfair in London, and after much deliberation, you agree to break into and spend one night at 50 Berkeley Square. However, during the night, you are disturbed to find that a great mass of tentacles has entered your room. You recognize it immediately as the Nameless Thing. Your plan of attack. Firstly, grease up. Time to grease yourself up and prepare for an assault. Ideally, you don't want the Nameless Thing touching you, but better safe than sorry, eh? Secondly, jump around. Jump up, and get down. That's enough of that. Do your best to avoid the swift strikes from its tentacles and look for a moment to escape. Thirdly, weaponize everything. Unfortunately, it looks as though the Nameless Thing is squatting in the doorway, like some sort of hermit crab, squid thing. Anyway, look for anything sharp to arm yourself with. Fourthly, aim true. You have it in your sights. Now strike at the beast. Fifthly, cracking work. Now burn the house down. Pop quiz. Question number 1. Is it true that the Nameless Thing resembles a cephalopod? Question number 2. Will the Nameless Thing always kill its target? Question number 3. Is it impossible to harm the Nameless Thing? Question number 4. Is the Nameless Thing nocturnal? Question number 5. Is it best to fight the Nameless Thing from a distance? Answers. Question number 1. Is it true that the Nameless Thing resembles a cephalopod? Answer, yes. According to reports and its numerous tentacles, the Nameless Thing does resemble a cephalopod. Question number 2. Will the Nameless Thing always kill its target? Answer, no. While this is true for most instances, rarely a victim will simply be driven to madness. Question number 3. Is it impossible to harm the Nameless Thing? Answer, no. The Nameless Thing can be harmed, though either through firearms or sharp instruments. Question number 4. Is the Nameless Thing nocturnal? Answer, yes. According to accounts, the Nameless Thing is only active at night. Question number 5. Is it best to fight the Nameless Thing from a distance? Answer, yes. As within close quarters combat, the Nameless Thing has a distinct advantage. If you scored 0 to 1, then your residence at 50 Berkeley Square has now become permanent. If you scored 2 to 3, then you might be alive, but calamari is no longer an option. And if you scored 4 to 5, fantastic work. You know just how to work your way around a squid mutant thing. Good to know. Conclusion. Excellent work. I'd say you're ready to get out there and face whatever challenges plot against you. And if you're not, then don't worry. You can rewatch these survival guides as much as you like. And they're non-refundable. I'm very proud of the progress you've made, and I know you're going to take the future in your stride. I've got a good feeling about you, Cthulhu, High Priest of the Old Ones, the Great Dreamer, the Sleeper of Earlier. The time for thine arrival is close at hand.
All will submit and despair.
Good luck, and don't die!